Lexington. I'm Livian. This is Eric, and you're familiar with Lizzie. This year, we're interested in two big problems surrounding open data. Currently, opening data is an onerous process for government employees. To get data out into the world, you have to upload documents and adopt new workflows, all with questionable gain. The information that people want from government is therefore inaccessible. This leads to applications with tumbleweed McGee's and residents who begin to feel disenchanted with their city officials. So this year, we're building tools to make it easier for government data to reach the residents who benefit from it.
So Jen mentioned 9 steps to make all the civic problems easy. We boiled it down to even 3, so it's a divisor of 3 there. So we have we've identified user need. It's always good to start there. And second step is to identify a digital solution that addresses that user need in some way. And the third step is create a data pipeline that works with that feeds that digital service. And that can be that step can be incredibly difficult. That third one, and as everybody's talking about, the city data is squirreled away in access databases and on paper even. But there's an interesting area that we're focused on where you can get a lot of quick wins without changing a lot of government process, and that is in spreadsheets. So this year we're working on tools that extract information from the rows and columns of spreadsheets and convert them into pipelines that can feed all of the applications of the world.
What does this converter look like in action? At the beginning of the year, we were asked to focus on neighborhood quality of life. Through speaking with people in Lexington, we know that a good neighborhood is one where you have opportunities to socialize and engage through public spaces. So what is the city already doing to facilitate this type of community building? They offer special events. So within this focus area, we identified a specific user need. I'll let one of our potential users enlighten you to that.
Hello, my name is Jimmy, and I'm a father of 3 young children, and I'm very busy. There's a park down the street from my house that I find out about events about, but they're always too late and I miss them. I wish there was an easier way to keep track of them so that I could go before the events are over.
Thanks, Jimmy. So we know that Lexington offers many of these great events that Jimmy would love to attend. So let's provide an events calendar. This will be our digital solution. This way Jimmy can find out about events before they happen. Now we've identified the user need and the corresponding digital solution. In order to provide Jimmy with this calendar, we need to retrieve the city events information. Where does this data live? It lives on desktop spreadsheets scattered across city departments. So how do we get this data from the government desktop over here to Jimmy over here? We build a spreadsheet pipeline. This starts with finding the desktop spreadsheet, connecting it to the internet, for example, through Google Spreadsheets, Google Docs, and then plugging that data into a converter which outputs events data in a format that any calendar can read. Now, the same concept of a converter can be applied to moving trails data from a spreadsheet up into a map. Or it can also be applied into piping parks information onto a website, for example. So with this converter, we achieve a data foundation upon which anyone can build. And to give you, let's take a step back and look at the value of this foundation.
So in this foundation idea, you have these prefab homes that you can kind of just put right on top of it. So in our example, we're talking about the calendar application, so we can sort of shop around for prefab calendar applications that we can put on a foundation. What if we weren't able to find one? Then we take it, put on our civic hacker hats, and we build one, and then other people get to benefit from that work. So the idea with our the extractor, these transformational tools, is that you are able to get more people into this ecosystem and create a healthier and better ecosystem that benefits all.
In case you haven't had enough metaphors yet, We can look to our own backyard as an example of this in action. BART is amazing. I'm sure a lot of you took BART here today. BART was one of the oldest rail systems in the country, and it was built on tracks that were built before there was a standard size for rail tracks. So BART tracks are actually a different size than all of the other rail systems. And so there's only one vendor for BART cars, and there's only one BART car that can sit on top of those tracks, which is why the process for new cars takes so long and is so expensive. The rest of the world has a standard size track where you can mix and match different types of cars from different types of vendors and put them on top of those tracks. And then you can, different cities can choose which ones they want to serve a variety of different needs for that city. We don't want to sit and replace all of the BART tracks because that would be really difficult. We just want to build a tool that we can put on top of the tracks to convert them to a standard size so that we can start to use all of those other types of cars or prefab homes or digital services or whatever you want to call them. And then we can meet a whole wide variety of user needs. If you want to learn more about how we're doing that, you can come and talk to us over there a little bit later. Thanks.